Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you, Shannon. I'm really excited to be here.
So I want to jump right in. Talk to me a little bit about the origins of Leonovus and how it all came to be.
So Leonovus has been around for about 7 years. We've invested about $25 million in the software-defined storage technology that we have. We have numerous patents filed. And only in January of this year have we been out there starting to sell our products to banks and police forces.
So banks and police forces, that's an interesting target audience. Tell me a little bit about that.
It is a very interesting target, and it was specifically picked for the following reason. If we can sell to banks and police forces, we believe we can sell to anybody. That's the rationale.
Well, that makes sense. I'm sure they're the toughest ones to sell this things to, because they probably think that they have it figured out, right?
Well, they think they do. They require high levels of security with their data, okay? And we're a data storage, data security company. So we felt that if we could go in and convince a police force or a bank to use our technology, okay, to store their bulk archival and backup data, and we're doing that we could sell to anybody.
So what are the tangible benefits of being a Leonovus customer?
So the first benefit, the obvious benefit, is that we reduce your requirement for having all your data in one location on-premise. We spread the data across many data centers, which means you have many more choices from a cost and service perspective, okay? We are hardware, software, and cloud agnostic. We don't care where you want to put the data. Second thing being is because it's in multiple locations, it's much more secure, okay? Third thing being is that because of the blockchain now, you've got a complete immutable chain of evidence compliance engine in the background. The final thing being is super flexibility. All IT organizations now are looking for much more flexibility in how they manage their data.
So talk to me about the pain points then that you're ultimately solving for banks, police forces, and companies beyond that.
So we start out with a little bit of a shocking statement. We tell them not to put their data in a data center.
Oh, you must get some fun faces when you say that.
Absolutely.
And reactions.
Absolutely. If you go to our website, in fact, we even say we destroy your data. Okay, so what we do basically is we take their data, we do a process which we call encrypt, shred, and spread. Okay, so basically it takes the data into a software blender, if you will. We encrypt it, we shred it, and we spread it. We tell the bank or police force is that we will take your data and move it in a multi-cloud structure in many different clouds. So any one cloud or storage endpoint only has a little piece of the data. Okay, so if the bad guys or bad actors break into any one storage node, there's nothing there for them. There's nothing there for them to grab. This becomes a hyper secure way of storing bulk archival and backup data. And as you probably know, the police force now, for example, with body cams and car cams, are storing massive amounts of data for evidentiary purposes.
And then, this is obviously all run on the blockchain. This is clearly, the revolution is here, blockchain is not going away, and what has been the impact on the business?
So added to all this, we added the blockchain last year, okay? So imagine all these pieces of data, millions of pieces of data on many different storage platforms in the environment, and we use a blockchain to track where they all are. So we have now a chain of evidence, and in fact we call it, for the police application, law enforcement application, we call it the blockchain evidence locker, okay? Which in a bank, it's nothing more than a compliance engine or an audit engine, okay? But it's analogous to the same thing. So that the user, the police force of the bank, now has an immutable backup or history of where their data went. So remember, we encrypted it, we shred it, and we spread it, and then we use a blockchain to track where it all went. So now it can be used for an auditor, prosecutor, in a court of law. The blockchain is becoming a powerful tool for the compliance or chain of evidence piece.
And what has been the reception then?
So in the several months we've been selling right now, we've installed it in a bank. I think we've got 5 police forces now actively trialing the software. We're quite excited.
So to wrap up then, what's next for Leonovus? What's the roadmap look like?
So we need to continue messaging to fintechs and to police forces about this new technology, because to be honest, they're all concerned about, when I tell them to move everything to a multi-cloud environment, they kind of not get their backs up, but I have to explain that, right? But once we get the chance to sit down and talk to them, the light bulbs go on, they go, my God, you're right. Leonovus is far safer in a multi-cloud structure.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you, Shannon.
From Medici Studio, I'm Shannon ROSIC.